everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today I'm going to do update 29, just show you where I'm at right now. I'm still waiting on some backdrops so I can kind of cut some stuff out, put some stuff up where I think it's going to go, and we'll see what I got going on. Okay, today was the day I decided to go to Lowe's and get the fittings and pieces that I needed to hook up the blower, or sucker if you prefer, to the spray booth. And obviously that's the front, and this is the back, and the tubing goes up there, and I'm going to put a piece of string around it just to hold it up there. And you can see the hole through the wall is all sealed up. Aluminum tape on everything, which should be sufficient, and I will show you that it works before we go outside. So you can see it sucking the paper in, so we know we're drawing air out of here and it's going outside. Let me show you what we got outside. Okay, this is what we got outside. It has a plastic flapper in it, and I can feel the air coming out of here, and I'm sure at this point you can probably hear it. Has a critter guard on it, so we're not going to get any critters in. Keep the cold air out. It's all sealed. You seal it around the pipe real heavily, then when you suck it up against it, squishes out. So you don't need to caulk around the outside edge of it. But that's it. Okay, as you can see, I just sprayed some Tester's lacquer here, and I am standing about, well, you can see where the camera is, and I'm standing about 2 feet away, and I don't smell a thing. So it's working as it should. Okay, the only other thing I need is some kind of a light up here, and I was thinking about something with a flexible arm on it that I could pull over, or anyway, I've got to mount a light up here somewhere that is movable, that I can put down on the workbench, or even not movable if it's stuck out a little bit. But we'll see. I'll figure out something. Okay, gang, I don't know where we left off with the last one, but I started making tunnels. I've got those two completed over there, and if I have an accident, I'll just have to shove the cars out one side or the other. I got this tunnel here done, which if I have a problem I can access it from underneath. But so far everything looks copacetic. I have been running trains for a couple of hours with no problems. And we'll get them coming down here. Now I have the back of this piece of foam. Can you guess what that is? Maybe not. Anyways, we'll get to that. You can see that I've sealed up the top of this tunnel portal that goes in there, and I have sealed up the top of this tunnel portal here, so that when I do scenery above it, for the most part, at least at the tunnel entrance, I won't get any junk on the track. And I will be sure and seal up everything before I start putting plaster cloth and everything out here. But there's those two tunnel portals. And right now I'm trying to figure out if I want to put this here or over there. And I'm not real sure. I think it might be better over there. It's a little overwhelming here, and I've got to cut a a little kind of a river or stream that goes underneath the track here and comes down over here. And I'm not sure what I'm doing with the hole there yet, but we'll take care of that when we get this far. You can see the other side of the tunnel portal that goes underneath the track. And if we slowly start coming around here, I believe that my weathered bridge will remain there. I had an idea to make it into 2 bridges, but I'm not sure about that one yet. You can see that I have a bunch of random pieces of foam stuck over there to start doing scenery on at some point. My mesa there is permanently mounted. And by the way, you will see this train go behind the mesa. At this point right here, it would start entering a cut that you probably won't see the trains in. And if I go up over here, you can see it going down behind. And here comes the other train down to the bridge. That's not spectacular. But last night I just put some masking tape on there to try and give me some eyesight lines as to where that'll fall in relation to the backdrop. And I can see right now that I'm going to have to kind of build this up right here in the foreground a little bit so that you don't see back in there. And that will wrap around this corner, and something taller will be kind of around this corner, so that when you're walking in this way you don't see it either. You can see that I've put foam core board, hot glued foam core board up over the tracks that go down and uphill. I had to cut, I didn't have much foam core board left, so I had to cut it into strips and put it on that way, so I went ahead and masking taped over the top of that so it doesn't leak. I've got some foam glued on back there that just gives me something to attach scenery to. And I'll figure out what that scenery is later. And you can see that I have foam glued down around this corner to that point over there. That's as far as I've gotten with landforms that seem to make sense without obstructing track. But that's so far as I've gotten. I have some backdrops, some instant horizon backdrops. By the way, these are getting hard to find. They're evaporating fast. If you think you might need some, you better buy them now, because there are a lot of them out of stock at Walther's, and some of them I don't know if they're coming back. I was able to find some Detail Associates backgrounds. They're really small, but they're good for very distant places, and that is likely where I will use them. Yeah, in my opinion, I think the Indian Ruin is a little bit tall there. I might move it back here in this corner on top of the tunnel portal, or on that piece of foam that's on the tunnel portal. I'll try it over there, and if need be, I'll cut the foam down on the bottom of it some, lower it down a little. That probably would be the wise decision. And by the way, you can see that that's sitting on foam blocks here. And if we look down inside there, you can see that everything down there is just sitting on foam blocks, and it's all kind of hollow down in there. That's the way it's designed to be on purpose, because I may need to get to some of that track. Anyway, that's what I've been doing the last couple of days, and we'll just see where we go from here. I think my next move is to cut the bottom of the ruins off and try it over there. And after that, my next task is filling that hole and deciding if I'm going to do 2 bridges here as well. I was thinking about doing 2 individual bridges instead of the 1 bridge. I'm not totally goo-gooed over the Kato Bridge. It looks a little Japanese to me. But the single bridges look okay, and I think I have a couple of them already decorated up here, and I might swap that out for 2 bridges next to each other. But we'll see how that goes. I guess that's it for right now, until all my backdrops get here. I had to order a couple of timber backdrops, by the way. One of them is no longer available, and I need some timber ones to put back in here and along here, and I just am not sure how it's going to go. I do have one that I believe will work around that corner right there. And I couldn't find my lake. The only thing I can think is I threw it out, but anyway, that's that, and I think we're done for today. Okay guys, first plaster cloth put down. You'll remember that that's where I had the masking tape, and if I try and squeeze by the vacuum here, this is actually eye level. You can see that that will hide that. Comes around there. I can't put anything on that back wall over there because I kind of have an idea for a little backdrop that's going to go on the wall there. And Walthers, apparently the Instant Horizons, they're not getting many of them anymore, or whoever was making them for them quit making them. So I'm having to buy them online on eBay and so forth to get what I want. I've got a few coming. I have a few out. I have a couple that go down there. I have one of the city block ones that's going to go in there, but I'm going to mount it on a piece of masonite and 3D it out from the wall. In fact, it's the downtown one. I'm going to modify it considerably. But anyways, I also have two laying here that are going to go around this corner and probably down a little bit down this wall. I have some of the tall timber ones and stuff that are going to go back there, and then some of it will be mountains blended into the front. But that's down the road. I just thought you guys might be interested to see how this is going to blend in along there. Okay gang, this is still a little bit damp, but it is hard. It's ready at some point for some kind of top coat, but anyway, we've already shown you that. Now we're going over here. I decided to do a little more tonight. So, all that is underneath there is wadded up newspaper. And it turns out looking just like it's gonna turn out. I just lay the towels on it. I'm not doing anything down here yet simply because I don't know where the town's going to be. Besides that, I got to put a retaining wall in there before I get too carried away. But I did come all the way down here. I haven't done in between that track and the back, the upper level up there, yet. But I just wanted to get a mountain form done, and we'll walk around the other side. And you can see how it laid in here on the back. And this will just be the basic ground form. If I need to change it or whatever, I can put, when it gets hard and makes the hard shell, I can put some newspaper, wet newspaper on top of it where I wish, and I can make whatever I want. And I might just do that as well. At some point, just if I want to change the shape of it. Let's see what else I can tell you here. Yeah, I just put the dry newspapers wadded up down in the holes and so forth. And when you lay that stuff on top, you really don't get a mess dripping down because it absorbs into the newspaper and then it holds it all in place. So far I've used one roll and that much to do what you see. I have 10 rolls of it. I don't know how much of it I'll need, but that's where I'm going to start out. When I get the backdrops to put back up here, across there, then I'll start working on that back and the upper level back there. But until I see what the backdrops are going to look like, I don't want to get too wild. I don't want to get wild mounting the Indian ruins over there. But anyway, you can see now that there is some kind of a landform there. Well everybody, that's all I got for you today. Just playing the waiting game. And, as usual, thanks for watching.